Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. So I'm here with Switch. What's the matter, Switch? Your babies are fine. I just cleaned out her bedding and she's worried that I've stolen a child. I stole the baby! If somebody can tell me what movie that quote is from, then I'll congratulate you. Just a hint that it's from a movie that one of my dogs is named after. Anyway, these are Switch's babies. We got a little surprise, a little blue puppy in here, which I was not expecting. Which I guess is not too weird because blue is technically black. And for those that are wondering, the reason why I say that is because we know that so far Grimm produces black puppies. He is a dominant black dog, and so he produces black. And so I was expecting that everything out of this litter would be black. But we did get one blue, and that's exciting. So yeah, I definitely like that. They are very big puppies. So big that I thought that she was very pregnant, like had a lot of puppies, and, nope, she didn't. I would say that this is, I'm not going to say it's a small litter, but it's definitely not a big litter. I wouldn't even say it's average either. So I guess it is a smaller litter, but, you can have, I guess I would say like a regular small litter, because whenever you get like two puppies, that's not normal. Not for these dogs. That's not normal. So a normal litter for these guys would usually be around, I would say, 9, 10, something like that. So to only get, there were 7, we did lose one. Which was sad, because normally we don't lose them when it is a smaller litter like this, but it happens. So anyway, but this litter is completely sold out. There's been a lot of interest in my dogs recently, so they've been selling out. All of Remy's pups are sold. If you do want something, you're gonna have to jump quick. Nirvana, Asia, Kona, and Carrie are all due. Nirvana and Asia are due first, probably at the end of this month, and then maybe early next month, because I was off by a week with Switch, and then Kona and Carrie we'll go after that. So very happy. So as you guys know, we were dealing with, I had brought a dog over here from another kennel that was carrying hookworm, and we've been managing that and actually doing very well with it. Very well. The only dogs that I still had that were symptomatic was Kona and Carrie, because I couldn't worm them with the wormer that I'm using because it's not safe for pregnant females. But I did, buy the stuff, parental pomade or whatever it's called. Now, normally hookworm is very resistant to that. But I don't typically use that and have not used it in forever. It's an older wormer that is just, has been replaced. And so I've been using like fibenzanol and albendazole now. For years, I've been using, like a decade, I've been using fibenzanol. And so anyway, so I think that maybe they no longer have that resistancy, or at least the ones that I was dealing with didn't, because as soon as I started giving, treatments to, I'm only on day 2 with Kona and Carrie, their stools have gone back to normal. They're eating. They're looking a lot better. So very happy about that, because I was actually kind of scared that Kona wasn't gonna be able to keep her litter. And mind you, she's not like heavily pregnant or anything like that. She's you can barely even tell. But I was afraid that, you know, she wouldn't progress because she just wasn't eating. And luckily she's a dog that has a slow metabolism, so she doesn't look horrible. She doesn't look like a dog that hasn't been eating. But if you saw her before and how big and thick she was, you'd be like, well, you know, she's losing weight. And it's just because she wouldn't eat, that the hook makes them not want to eat. And so I'm very happy about that. So if you're dealing with hook, and you haven't used parental pomade on your pregnant female, I highly recommend it. It is safe. And contrary to a lot of the science that says that it no longer works, it's working for my dogs. And I think it's just because we don't, like, a lot of people have these worming protocols where they'll use different things and they'll kind of switch it up and this and that. And I don't know. I just feel like maybe the reason why it worked for me is because I haven't done that. And these worms have probably not been exposed to parental pomade in like forever. Now granted, I don't know from the other kennel, because like I said, she came here, Jolene came here from another kennel. And I don't know if it came from their house or if it came from her original kennel, but I will say I buy a lot of dogs from that original kennel and I've not had any hook. But you know, I like to give the benefit of the doubt regardless. But nonetheless, we're handling it, and that's what's most important. I haven't been able to upload for the last couple days, you guys. I have just been exhausted. I've been working so much, trying to get my dogs out of, like from outside. So I purchased a bunch of crates, and, you know, as you guys know, I've got, this is a 5-bedroom house, and, that I live in, and it's just me. So basically I've been moving kennels into those spare bedrooms. So I've got about 3 kennels, in each one. And then I've got some downstairs in my dining room, and then, in my air conditioned garage. And basically I've been able to, now I was up till literally like 3 a.m. last night, just getting everything settled and ready and whatnot. So I actually have the ability to bring in all my dogs, and I really like it. They're getting along. It feels more like it used to back whenever I was in Texas. And this is what I will say is I've had some people who were concerned about the dogs being kenneled. And I wanted to literally take, and I could do this because I have a GoPro and I could actually do this. But if I was to show you guys, if I was to do a time lapse of the dogs, because I don't have all my dogs put away. I mean, they take turns. So like right now, Nirvana and Velocity are hanging out, and Preacher are hanging out in the living room, like sleeping right now. Morgan's over there watching them. And Morgan has just been helping me so much. And so anyway, so they're over there. And what I have noticed is that all they do is sleep. If when I'm working around the house and I'm doing whatever it is, they are sleeping. They are not moving. They are in a tiny spot, however big they are, a 3-foot by 3-foot spot, curled up on the couch, and they don't move unless I'm taking them outside. And, and they don't do that until I let the rest of them out. So my point being is that it doesn't matter if they're in the kennel. They would be doing the exact same thing even if they were not in the kennel, which is sleeping all day. And so they go out multiple times a day. They get a lot of, a lot more contact with me. I've had like Vienna, for example, when you raise dogs in a kennel, and I had said this before, when you raise dogs in a kennel, there are certain behaviors that pop up that you can't do anything about. The barking, the pacing, territorialness, they really begin to almost devolve into their primal state of just being a dog, or even like a wolf, right? In the sense of being territorial over their space and, stuff like that. And so I had a dog named Vienna that was very much like not super into me. That's another thing that'll happen, is that they won't bond with you because they're not spending enough time with you. They bond with the dogs. And so she wouldn't listen to me. She really wanted nothing to do with me. And in literally about a week's time, she's completely turned around, is engaging with me, listening with me, looking for affection, all that stuff. And I originally didn't like her temperament, and I was thinking, ooh, I don't know. And now I'm realizing the dog is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that dog at all. It was just the way, her environment. And the reality is that I have no intentions of having like a huge kennel. It's just me, and I'm not capable of taking care of that many dogs. And so what I've realized, and it didn't even matter, like, it doesn't matter anyway. I'll say, I've, anytime that I've ever gotten a higher number of dogs or anything like that, things happen. We lose dogs from, dogs not passing their health testing, stuff like that. And, or maybe I don't like the temperament, or, the structure goes off, like whatever. And we end up, making them available, like Patina and, Geisha. So, point being that it always ends up around the same number anyway. I feel like I always end up, with the same amount of dogs. So anyway, so I'm really happy about it. Like I said, all my dogs are inside, and if I wasn't so exhausted from all the work that I've been doing, I would be doing my pack videos in the morning. It's just that I've just been so tired from all the work I've been putting in, that when I wake up in the morning, I'm very groggy. I just want my coffee. I need time to wake up and settle, get myself, like, literally, you guys, I was up till 3 a.m. last night. And it's just been a lot. So, so anyway, but it's been allowing me to get everything sorted. So anyway, so if you'll just be patient with me while I transition, I promise you it's going to be worth it. Because as many people have stated, my videos have felt more like they used to. And that's because I'm doing things like I used to. And I used to think that having the dogs out in kennels was the best way to go forward. And to some degree, it's like a give and take. It's like on one end, yeah, like I'm not having to let dogs out multiple times a day. And that is like its own thing. But I will say that, like, going out there and feeding everybody and cleaning up kennels is not fun. And it's easier for me if I'm out there with them while they're out going to the bathroom. And I purchased this really good pooper scooper on Amazon. And I just go right behind them as we're out, and I just clean up the poop. I put it in a bag, throw it away. It's not some huge bag. Like, it's much easier and better. I'm really appreciating the way that my dogs are interacting with me. And also, I don't think that there will be any issues whenever it comes time to get my permit, because there is all of their concerns. They had multiple concerns. One of them was the barking. The other one was, really it was like the barking. They wanted me to have the dogs in like a soundproof building and things like that. And it's like, well, they're in a soundproof building now. And so anyway, so there's really no reason why they would turn me down now. So that's something that I plan to do as well. And, I had somebody wondering about that. And they were like asking about if I would live stream my births after that. And I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, since we've been doing this whelping service, like, there's a lot of people that really get too involved in the labors, and it stresses me out. Like, they'll be freaking out all the time, and, oh, she hasn't had a puppy yet, and it's been 3 hours, and this and that. And like, when you're in a stressful situation, or a potentially stressful situation, you don't need somebody pointing out all the possible bad things that could be happening. Even if something bad is happening, there's no point in worrying about it so much. And people like, oh, she needs water, she needs this, like blah, blah, blah. Like it gets tedious and frustrating and time consuming. And I prefer to not have a bunch of people watching and trying to put their opinion as to what I should or should not be doing. I've been doing this for longer than many of my people who've been watching have even been alive. And because don't forget, I've been breeding these dogs for about 10 years now. And then before that, I was breeding pit bulls in the early 2000s. So I'm very, 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 very experienced in doing this. And while I try to be patient with people, it gets to the point where it's just like, I need my peace. I need my nerves to be good. And so anyway, so, you know, it's not to say that I'll never do one again, but, because truth be told, I mean, we could even be doing them here, during our, you know, with our whelping service, but I could come over and do it, but it just hasn't been worth it for a while. That's why Reese doesn't do it anymore. There's just way too many people like want to be internet experts that want to get on and they want to comment and they're just, it's not the time for it. You know, it's a very, dare I say, almost like sacred time for us. And it's a very special time, and it is not the time for negativity, or people to judge or anything like that. And in a way, it's like I want to protect that event from that negativity, if that makes sense. So, but maybe what I'll do, that would actually make sense. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do it for Patreon members. That's probably what I'll do. That makes more sense. Because that way I know for sure that they're fans, like there's no issues there. So that's probably what, I don't have a problem doing that, because all of my Patreon people are really cool. They're very supportive. They're not like that. So, so that's what I'll do. I will make litters, like whelping available for just Patreon members only. And that works. So sweet babies. So anyway, so I'm gonna let y'all go. I've got to get back. Morgan's got some stuff to do today, so I'm going to head back. And, other dogs are barking. And, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.